Hello everyone and welcome to another chapter of this strategy guide for Lords of the Realm 2. Today I want to talk a little bit about food. Now in Lords of the Realm 2 there are two types of food, grain and cattle. I am a fan, I adore grain, and I believe personally that cattle does not work in this game. It simply does not work. Now, it might work in certain situations, but in the majority of situations and in normal counties and in normal circumstances, it doesn't. I am here in Italy, in Liguria or whatever it's called, and I start in a very average county. You see that the health is low, the love rating obviously is low. It doesn't start very well, and I'm given 45 cows and 10 sacks of grain, right? So I'm gonna pretend this that I'm starting the game and I'm playing normally, and I'm gonna use cattle only here and see what happens. All right. So I want to get things going. I want to make the county strong. I want to reclaim these lost fields. I want to produce
Mining
at least some
black
weapons in order to defend myself in case I'm attacked. So I'm gonna build some maces. Knights are well. I could start with armor, but I think that it's better to just start with maces just to be sure. So I'm not gonna increase the taxation because I want the love rating to increase up to 100, and I just want to see what will happen. Okay, we have a very small population to begin with, very small production, and our cattle is growing, as is our population. All right, so there's not much to say here, to be honest with you. Here we see that the love rating is almost 100, and when it's
Your dairy
100,
maids report that the quality of your recently bred cattle is very poor. The weaklings, unlikely to reach the season end, have had to be
okay,
sold.
that was bad luck, to be honest with you. This could happen to grain as well in a different kind of way, of course. Um, but still, you will see that this system just does not work. Okay, so we've reached the point now, the point of no return for me. I have only um, 622 villagers, 69 cows, and I'm going to lose 17 next season. The reason for that is because they're not fed by dairy anymore. I didn't have enough cows for that. So now I'm gonna lose 36 next turn, and finally I don't have enough food to feed them all. Now I understand that some of you may say, yeah, but you should have reclaimed the fields faster. All right, I might agree with that. That if we had more fields available, and by the way, we're talking about a county that has a lot of fields out there. I mean, like one, two, three, five here, 9 and 12, 14, right? 14 fields. That's kind of ideal. I mean, not every county in the game has this many fields, especially later on. I see that Italy here, most counties in Italy, yeah, they have a lot of fields, but that's not true for other counties later on in the game and in more difficult maps. So we see that I've reached the point that I cannot even feed my own people. And that happened after 4 years only. After 4 years, I don't have enough food for my people, right? I understand, I repeat, I understand that maybe this was not the ideal way to deal with it. Maybe someone will put the blame on this mad cows disease, but trust me, it's not that. It just has to do with the fact that if you want to grow cattle, you need to basically devote your life to cattle, and you cannot even produce anything else. Anyway,
Start a new game, sire?
so let's see here what would happen if I just sell all my cattle to this merchant here and buy grain instead, and not a lot of grain. I mean, okay, that amount of grain. Remember that grain has a growing cycle which starts in winter and ends in autumn.
Your people are starving, my lord.
And I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did before. Just growing grain this time. And I'm going to try to reclaim the fields as well. But I'm not going to be in a hurry to do that, right? So, once again, ending my turn till... okay, here... This is one of the problems with grain. Sometimes you have to assign things manually there. And as you can see, I have no production, so you might say, whoa, this is bad here, right? But you will see that finally it's gonna be for the best. And it's not just that it's gonna be for the best, it's also that it's actually doable. And here I could assign some more people to production, because at the moment that's actually one of the negative things here. I had no production for a lot of seasons, but at least I have enough grain to feed my people, and I'm on the way to greatness. One more field is gonna be reclaimed here. My population is growing and growing. And my production is increasing as well. In fact, quite a bit now. Almost all the fields are claimed. No problem with food whatsoever.
This poor, defenseless county has...
All my fields are now reclaimed. I have a large production of maces. In fact, let's switch to armor, which I like personally. And as you can see, the county is now strong, and from here on you can well, you can decide what to do with it. You can upgrade the castle, you can go on building weapons. The important thing is that you don't have to fear that you're gonna run out of food. Even if you have some kind of Black Death incident here, I have enough grain to make sure that I can deal with it relatively easily. Of course, the Black Death is something you don't want to happen to you, but sometimes it does. So that's the point. I've been testing this thing in other counties that start in a better condition. Like I was trying in Quaintville, the first map of the campaign of Lords of the Realm 2. There you don't have, if I remember correctly, all your fields are fine right from the start, so you don't have to reclaim them or anything like that. Okay, that was lucky. I got I got some free sacks of grain.
This poor
and it worked. In there, it seemed to work with cattle because I could manage to grow cattle. But here, if we're talking about a more normal situation where you get a county that is weak, and that can also happen, let's face it, it can also happen in counties which you have just captured. We're not talking about the ideal situations there. Most likely, fields are going to be barren. You will have a very small population. Generally, things will not be ideal. So in that case, I think it's just better to stick to grain. I have shown you that it works, it's safe, so I hope I get the money that I was promised by the grain company. But you know, I think it works, honestly, aside from the you know, regardless of what money I'm gonna get from them, it works. And you can see here I've reached 4,000. Of course, I had the bonus there, and I'm also producing a lot of weapons. No, I don't like you. So yeah, and that was it. Now, if you have any comments to make, honestly, I would be glad to prove me right, to show me the way it's done. But I've been playing this game for 20 years now, and or something like that, and it has always worked for me. Every time I tried to change to cattle, it didn't work. Even if it worked for a little bit, on the long run, it doesn't work. So, thank you for watching. I hope you like this, and see you soon.